Hi, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Chad.
And I'm Steve, and you're watching or listening.
Watching?
Watching.
The watching.
60 Cycle Hum, the guitar buying, selling, trading, monitoring, fixing, breaking, reviewing, playing podcast.
It's the second episode of the night, and we're tired.
And I'm still here.
No, I was supposed to take my flannel off so it looks like I changed clothes.
I was supposed to flip my shirt around, actually.
You joke about that, but I'm actually wearing this shirt for the second day in a row because I filmed a demo in it yesterday, and then I woke up this morning and I hated the demo. I was like, well, I wanted to wear this shirt in the demo, so I put it back on. So besides underwear and socks, I'm wearing the same exact clothes I wore yesterday.
Tasty.
And I'm running on a couple hours of sleep, so I'm having a great old time.
Dad life.
Yeah, dad life.
Dad life.
Oh, man.
Do you have any kids, Chad?
Not yet.
Do you want one?
Not yet.
Get it? Get it? I'm joking that I'm going to give my child away.
I do have a car. I could take the child.
You could take him somewhere. It's a long road. You could drop him off anywhere, and he's not going to be able to figure out how to get home.
I love people too much.
You're gonna take that kid? You're gonna give him that kid?
The older one is the one causing all the problems. He's the one waking me up in the morning. The infant is actually
Sleeps through the night?
pretty chill.
That's
Just
awesome.
leave your
Pretty
leave
chill.
your TV on all night, so when he wakes up, he just goes straight there.
If I gave him an iPad to watch anytime he wanted, that's the off switch. I can turn him off by giving him an iPad. But then I feel guilty because I'm a parent and I don't want to rot my kid's brain letting him watch just like random YouTube videos.
It'll just be like every morning is Saturday morning. Like you get
I'm
your
trying
2
to
hours
be a good parent.
Get your 2 hours of cartoons in first thing in the morning, and then
And he's making it tough by robbing daddy of all his sleep. Someday he's going to wake up and realize, wow, dad's awake when I fall asleep at night. And he's awake when I wake him up in the morning.
Does Dad ever go to sleep?
Is he ever asleep?
Man.
Do we have anything new, guys, other than my exhaustion?
that's
You
not
got a
new.
fresh
You were
beer.
exhausted last week.
I do have
too.
a fresh beer. I
Both of
should
you guys
crack
have fresh
this
beers.
thing.
I don't, because I have to drive.
I mean, I have to drive too, but it's like 25 minutes.
It doesn't matter how far, Steve.
Yeah.
No one should drive intoxicated. Which is why you're going to drink it all right now as fast as you can. You got an hour to sober up.
Oh my gosh, no.
We're trying to come up with some. Steve and I have been trying to come up with some drinking game ideas for like a holiday episode, maybe.
I thought that was just going to be a thing that we did for entertainment.
Oh, here we go. I thought we were going to, because we usually have like an episode or two we record around Christmas where it's like we don't really have much going on and we have time to just kind of relax and get some drinks in us. So
We have, I guess we have a couple. We had a couple different ideas. I guess since you brought it up, we'll talk about it.
I don't think any of us have anything else new to talk about, so why not?
So the idea that Ryan has is classic drinking game, where we watch other YouTubers' videos or our own videos or listen to our own shows or whatever.
I don't know. I didn't really hash that one out very well.
And basically, we drink on announcement
cues.
of like, oh, this pedal's got haunting mids. Oh, that's a shot.
True
Like,
bypass.
finish your beer or whatever.
They clean up. Turn down the volume to clean up.
Yeah, so, things that are cliches. The one that I've been trying to pitch is less of a drink. Is not a drinking game in the sense of like how many can you drink. It's more of a drinking game of scaled entertainment, where the number of drinks that you drink is basically fixed.
Okay.
And so it's drink drinks and then perform a task. So this was the one, Ryan, where I was saying like, where, it was like, oh, we're going to do this thing. And it's like, we're going to start with like, we're going to drink a shot and then we're going to do a thing. And then we're going to drink like another shot and then do a thing.
If we do that, I think, because we almost never actually play together. We've never played together on a video. I think we should do a little bass and guitar jam.
Yeah.
And there's some sort of trigger where we take a shot every time we mess up or every time like we lose our way or something.
But I'm
like
saying
that.
like things like
or
that,
like maybe a timer.
Oh, take a drink every time you mess up. That's guaranteed death for both of us.
Now here's how we'd have to do it. You're talking about this scaled entertainment. It's on a timer.
Yeah. So
like every like we're jamming, and then like every 2 minutes we have to grab a shot that's in front of us and take it without missing a beat.
Predictable.
And then people are going to watch us degrade over
Right,
time.
so that's what I'm saying. Or like every 2 minutes, how
I don't know.
short is this video going to be?
I don't know how many shots you want to take. I don't know how long you want it to be.
Anyway, so if
It takes a while for a shot to kick in before you start feeling it.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, we
do
can,
a fast forward.
But that's
we
what I'm
can
saying.
all
Like you should give it more spacing. So if it was a
I
30,
can always use the power and magic of editing.
I'm just saying, like if we plan to like do like a 30-minute songwriting jam, and you took a shot every 5 minutes, that's 6 shots in half an hour. I don't know.
Right.
Anyway, I got this idea from seeing on the React channel where they played Red Dead Redemption 2 on drunk mode, and what they did is like for each round they played, they would take a shot, and then the people who run the show would be like, all right, we're going to start you off with like the single shot shotgun, but if you do an extra shot, we'll upgrade you to the double barrel shotgun.
Okay.
So
So
I was
like
trying
a
to
reward thing.
So I was trying to figure out what the guitar equivalent of that would be. We should build solderless cables.
Here's what we should do. No, here's what we should do. We should have a couple different tasks. It'll be like the Olympics.
Yeah.
Like one of the tasks could be like
You do a
we
Titan guard swap.
we both have to tune a guitar up from slack strings.
Okay, yeah.
By ear.
Oh, that's never gonna happen.
Maybe there's one string that's in tune and you have to like tune up to it. I don't know. It's like things like that, like little skill-based things.
Yeah.
We have
Truss
to
rod adjustments, like we talked
truss
about.
rod adjustments.
I like
We
the,
get soft-
I like the if we had 2 Titans, we could do the guard swap thing, and then what it would be is for like I said, like the extra shot. So one shot you just get like a regular screwdriver, but for 2 shots you can have a ratcheting screwdriver.
Oh my gosh.
For 3 shots you can
You have
have
a
an
drill.
electric screwdriver.
Oh my gosh. I would say hit up Co
Doug,
for his,
send it.
but-
Oh
So-
yeah.
so
Co-
what are
we
we
can
gonna-
borrow a Titan from Co.
So
Oh,
what
I'm
is it-
sorry I said
So
that.
what is this going to be, a relicking competition?
Yours already has a few on there.
Yeah, mine's got
Few
some.
nicks.
I actually,
Good played. You
I
like
actually
that guy.
play it. I do love the Titan.
Oh, hey, before so this is like I should have asked this last time. So with the satin finishes on your guitar, is it like a satin nitro? Or is it just like a thin?
We're doing satin polyurethane. Really
is it real thin?
satin
So it's probably
polyurethane.
going to have the same kind of effect as the Titan, because the Titan's like a thin poly.
Yeah.
I don't think is
Could be polyester.
it is satin,
I don't know.
but yeah,
it's not nitro. I think
it isn't
some,
nitro
It's some
because
sort of
you-
poly or some sort of other thing.
no, it is poly. I'm not
He-
sure if it's
he-
polyester or polyurethane, but
He
it's
does
real
the
thin.
whole like UV cure thing.
Yeah, don't do that.
I don't know what actual paint he uses, but it's real thin and yeah,
so
it relics,
it relics super fast.
yeah, super
I don't
fast.
do the nitro because the satin stuff polishes out too quickly. Like within a few plays, and it's like, oh, it's kind of a glossy satin
Gotcha.
Yeah.
thing. So
Also, if you do nitro, then like if a pregnant woman walks by like a mile away, she's gonna get birth defects and stuff like that.
Is that how it
It's a
works?
Bad scene. Yeah.
All right.
I
Anyway,
wonder how I'm doing then.
Well, you're not currently a fetus, so you're okay. This is
we
on
won't
a
proceed.
dark direction.
we want to get into this?
Let's get
No.
into an ad.
Yeah, this first ad was sent in by Ryan.
I did this.
It says, "This makes me a sad boy."
Ryan, you put that on there?
I did. That was my comment when I posted it.
It makes me sad too.
This is a Fender American Jaguar Stratocaster loaded body. Sorry, I said that wrong. This is a Fender American Jaguar Stratocaster loaded body Strat USA Candy Apple Red.
Strat, Jaguar Strat, loaded Strat.
What is
Strat.
What body are we looking
Strat.
at right now?
The did not do surgery on a grape.
It's a it's a Stratocaster Strat loaded Strat body.
This is in the USA for $899.99.
I bet
plus free
the
shipping.
S in USA stands for Strat.
It's,
thought it stands for sad.
It's being sold by the Stratosphere. So the Stratosphere is a well-known eBay store. I believe it's also thestratosphere.com or stratosphere.com. It's,
Sure.
How on earth did they get that one?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's incredible.
They've had it forever, maybe.
Since 50s?
There's some like climate scientist out there who's like just cursing him.
I'm going to own this domain.
I wanted stratosphere. I'll just settle for troposphere.
Oh my gosh.
I'm surprised I was able to pull that word out of thin air.
That's the story with my Instagram name, Jennings Guitar Co.
Yeah.
Someone has Jennings Guitars.
Well, why do you think we're 60 Cycle Hum Cast?
Yeah,
You think we wanted 60 Cycle Hum Cast? We wanted 60cyclehum.com.
Who got that
Nope.
one? Who's that one?
I don't know.
Some tube amp
Probably
guy.
just some dude sitting on it.
Yeah.
Some studio somewhere, like a recording studio.
Probably someone we know who's
Just
really
laughing
good.
at
Who's
you,
really good at
mocking you.
SEO.
No, we tried to snatch that stuff up pretty early.
No, yeah.
So.
Before we were.
So anyways, the guitar that we're looking here at this ad is from the recent Parallel Universe line from Fender, which you didn't know about.
I didn't know about. I live under a rock of.
You got your head so far up in your work that you don't know about the guitars that are coming out. This
Someone could be making my own guitars. And I don't even know it. China could be up on me already.
you never know these days.
Dude.
So they came out with a whole line. They announced and displayed every single guitar from this line last winter NAMM. And there's a bunch of funky stuff in it. This is honestly one of my favorites from the line just because it's so bizarre. It's the Jaguar Strat. It's a Strat body with Jaguar appointments to it, Jaguar pickups, really funky pickguard thing going on. It's so bad that it circled back around to me liking it.
But you said it makes you a sad boy.
It makes me a sad boy that the Stratosphere is parting it out.
Okay.
Because the Stratosphere is this eBay seller that buys Fender guitars and parts them out so that they can make like $100 at a time because they can sell the bodies for slightly more than like they can sell the bodies and the necks and various components and make a little bit more money than they would just sell the guitar whole. Basically,
Steve had some intel on the owner, right?
yes. It sounds like Steve was reading some sort of forum about the guy.
Yeah, so
Believe
it's-
everything on forums,
There's a
by the
lot
way.
of.
I mean, if it's on the internet, it must be true.
Obviously, it's not completely verified, but there's some ideas like that. I think it's generally accepted, first off, that what this person is doing is they're buying new guitars probably at a fairly discounted price, like well below MAP, and then parting them out and selling them as is. And I will say, like, I have heard a lot of people say for something brand new like this, it's not there, but, you know, if you have a specific year.
I mean, this guitar came out like 3 months ago. That's when they released
Right.
it.
But if you have like a specific year, like, oh, say you have a 2007 Strat and you dropped it and put a huge gash in the neck and it's like beyond repair because like you took out a chunk of the wood or whatever in the process, like you might be able to go on the Stratosphere and find like a neck that is the same year based on serial, and then you could just put it in your neck. And yeah, I mean,
I
whether
think
or not
it's
that
parts caster?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I think it's more along the lines of people are building parts guitars. I don't think they're looking for replacement parts. I think they're like, oh, if I'm going to build a Strat, I want to start with an American Strat body.
Right. Well,
or like,
there's
oh,
cases like that
here's a neck from a Telecaster, and I'll build a concept around it.
Right.
You know, and
It
start
kind
with
of
the parts.
it kind of goes it kind of or like you have a Mexican Strat and you want to drop an American neck on it.
right.
But some of the speculation that I was reading was that this guy might be an accountant who doesn't actually play a guitar. He just saw this as a way to, like, you know, maybe he has a connection with a shipping company where he gets really cheap shipping all over the world. Maybe he's making like $50 per thing he ships, but he's
Sure.
shipping like 50 things at a time. So he's making like $2,500 a day.
I mean, that's big numbers. I
Is
mean,
that
that's
what-
a lot of
that's
shipping.
50 times 50.
I mean,
yeah, that's
you read
2,500.
somewhere a comment that like someone claimed to like live down the street from this guy or something like that. Or
Yeah, it was like a couple towns over.
or a couple towns over.
But it's
So he knows intimate details
but it's
about
like
his business.
but so the Stratosphere
I know everything about everyone within a radius of at least 4 towns.
But like the Stratosphere is based out of New Hampshire, so it's not like when you say 4 towns in San Diego, you're talking about
Sure.
between here and 4 towns away. There's 600,000 people.
the town that I live in
In New Hampshire,
that, like
4 towns away is like 12 other people.
the town that I live in that gets made fun of for being like ghetto and small or whatever, and just being like a mall town or whatever, is
mean, it
bigger
is.
bigger than a lot of cities.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's a reality of where we live.
I have a different
Why are we
philosophy on it.
geography podcasting right now? Okay, what's your philosophy on
My
this?
philosophy is that they might be parting it out and then selling internationally to possibly avoid tariff codes, but I could be very ignorant in that thought process.
I mean, it's possible. Who knows?
Jeez, Mira Mesa has 72,000 people.
I'm telling you, dude, there's a lot of people here.
Is that where we're at right now?
That's where we're at. Welcome to Mirror Mesa.
Well, thank you.
You just found out where you are.
That's freaking crazy.
I know.
That's 4,000 people per square mile.
Did you
a lot
just
of
do that
people.
math, or you just
No,
it on
it's
the
on
chart?
Wikipedia.
Okay. Wow, Mirror Mesa's got a Wikipedia? Cool.
Yeah, your city council member is Chris Kate.
We've also got a Stargate. Not a lot of people know
You
that.
do have a Stargate.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's a gateway
Stargate.
in
Did you ever
which
watch
you
Stargate?
can pass
No.
through vast pieces of space. You can pass through the stars. You can go to an Egyptian planet where there's Egyptian
Really?
aliens.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have a Stargate
gate.
here.
It's for trans system movement.
Yeah.
It's for traversing long distances.
It's for
in
space travel, but without going in
seconds.
space, because space sucks.
Yeah, it takes way too long.
Don't go
Just
in
build a
space. Go
gate.
through a gate.
So do you go in a gate, they give you drugs, and you come out in space?
No, you don't go to space. You go through the gate and then you come out
Yeah.
where the other gate is.
I mean, Kurt Russell's there. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. But the Egyptian.
That's all you
mood.
needed to say.
But there's this condo complex, and they've built this big. They have all this dumb corporate art, and one of them looks like a big Stargate that a road goes under. So I've been joking about.
They
that.
probably
like
paid a lot of money
Sorry.
for that dumb corporate
so
art.
much money. So much.
A friend
money.
a friend of mine is like a metal worker, and all I know is he seems like he's doing well enough.
Is he doing this metal art?
I don't know. It's
Let's get back
definitely
to this.
possible.
Let's get back to this guitar. Another thing about it that frustrates me
Is that it's red. and
is
you don't like red
it's a
guitars.
$2,000 guitar when it's whole. He's selling the body for $900.
We found the neck for what was it, 600?
Yeah, so it's like he is getting these below cost to be flipping them for parts and be making a profit.
Maybe it was more, but it sat on his shelf for 90 days, so he's dropped the price.
90 days.
But the thing that makes me upset about this guitar in particular, because this isn't just a Strat, it's not just a Tele, it's not just a regular offset. It's a very unique, like low run guitar,
Right.
that they only ran for like a month, and then it's over. And they've permanently separated it from the neck. I suppose I could buy this and the neck from the same seller and get it at a
less?
price cheaper, as long as they do have that
Oh,
neck
that's
guitar.
interesting.
assembly?
Yeah, I mean, I could assemble it just
Shipping
fine.
less?
And
No,
then you could
smaller?
probably, since it's so
Free
rare,
shipping.
in like
Oh,
5
sure.
years, you could probably flip it for a big profit.
I don't know if there's actually any flip to these. I mean, I think that's decades down the road before you see these become a collector's item, if they ever do. But I think it's a cool guitar, and I think it's a memorable guitar, and I'm sad to see it parted out. Is really the only thing I found interesting about this whole situation.
I don't like that there's no flow.
There's no flow.
There's kind of flow in the horn, in the lower horn.
You're just
Yeah.
talking about the general design.
There's just
Well, it kind of has this Burns vibe to it, where it's like things are so funky that it becomes like its identity, you know? Well, but like I can
spend a lot of time analyzing curves on
I
the
know,
guitar.
but I can be honest and aware. I'm an artist. I don't know if you know, but I mean, I'm a graphic designer for a profession.
No way.
So I can follow lines. I know what things look good and look bad. I'm saying that this looks so bad that it circles back around to me liking it. That's my feelings
abstract.
on the Jaguar Strat.
I will only say that the jack plate, which is the Jaguar jack plate, that hurts my feelings.
it almost comes off the edge of the guitar.
It's not. It's really close.
It's
like
it's
like
it doesn't because and I was like because I was looking I was like what is wrong with that and then like I mean
And this big-
I guess Ryan has the Mustang back here and the jack plate follows the curve of the body. This is actually going against the curve of the body.
I kind of like that, even though it looks so weird.
You
and
should
dumb.
know better.
I know, but
I like the guitar if I look at the top half, and I kind of like it when I look at just
It
the bottom
took-
half, but all of it together, I don't know.
it took balls for them to do this. Can we admit that?
How many parallel universe instruments are they making? Like what
what is up with that toggle switch, three-way toggle that's like parallel to the neck? Like right
That's-
in your strum pattern.
That's
Like arguably mine's kind of right there too, but like not there.
I think that's fine. I mean, I play the airline that's got 16 knobs right above where you strum.
Oh my
And it's
gosh.
fine.
Should pull some Jimi Hendrix stuff on that thing.
Let's move on to the topic, which feeds into this. Let me see if I can pull it up so we can see who suggested it. Oh, this is the first one. Nick Stewart asked, if you put a Made in Mexico neck on a near your Made in Mexico body, do you have a parts caster? And he puts it in parentheses for resale purposes. So this, to me, it sounds like he has an actual scenario in his flipping life over here, or his resale life, whatever it is. Or he's putting, let's just say that he's putting like a 2007 Mexican neck on a 2008 Mexican body. Is that a parts caster?
No comment.
I mean, it's not bad.
Like,
for
technically, I guess it is, but like, I don't know. It's made in Mexico. It's like not that expensive anyways.
Okay, so like let's up it. Like, okay, it's a 2006 American Strat and a 2007 American Strat neck. Here's the thing I don't know is, are the serial numbers stamped on the body somewhere?
No.
You sure?
I don't think so.
There's at least dates on the bodies. You might be right with no serial number on it.
Yeah.
But do the dates on the body and neck usually match?
I don't think they ever do.
Every time I don't think you would ever be able to track down that information. I don't think even Fender keeps
would they
track
even
of that.
be like, would they be the same year even?
Whenever I've taken
Interesting.
a neck off of a body, I haven't seen any sort of serial number. There might be like a signature that I just think is like quality control, or the person who finished it or something like that. There'll be a little bit like two letters, like someone's initials or something like that. Maybe I'm super wrong, but that's the way I remember it being. But of course, I don't buy tons of USA Fenders. I'll say that. I tend to buy a lot of Mexican stuff.
You seem like, I feel like you think you have a controversial take on this.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I don't really like.
Get yourself
In my
in trouble,
opinion,
dude.
it's a made in Mexico guitar. It's like they're not worth
But,
that
but
much
I'm saying,
money.
like,
But
what if it was like an American Strat? Is that still the
Maybe
same
because
thing?
it's higher value. So, in my opinion, I feel like I would hold a higher value instrument to, I guess, a higher standard.
Here's like the issue that I'm having. Like, where is the line where if you did this, you would have to disclose to the buyer to be like morally on the level that it's combined parts from different guitars? I feel like if I had two different, like a neck and a body from two Mexican Strats that were very close in age, same year, adjacent years, I could put those together and not tell a used buyer what I had done, and just be like, here's a Strat. Where like if there was a big enough separation in years or in model style, then at some point,
Like 90s versus 2000s?
yeah, at some point it becomes something you have to disclose. Where's the disclosure line on this concept? That's really the issue, I think.
I think it's situation by situation.
I think it's only I think you only necessarily have to disclose it if you think that it's a selling point.
Or if it's something that's a detriment to it.
Yeah.
Right. But so what I mean is, like, okay, if I've got a 1980s MIA body and I'm slapping a 2003 MIA neck, which the Fender standard American Stratocaster did not change from like 1988 until 2008.
Yeah.
They built it theoretically exactly the same way. Like all the base components, all the hardware is the same.
I thought we were talking about guitars.
For 30 years. What?
It said bass components.
Oh, shit.
Ryan's still on it. We're tired. Ryan's still on it.
I'm exhausted. I'm like on a different
probably
level
right.
right now.
You've got your second wind going.
So
my fourth or
I
fifth.
think I think as long as you're not trying to sell it as something it isn't. So if I'm listing that and I say Fender American Stratocaster, whatever. If someone says like, what year is it? Then I'm going to say like, well, it's a 1988
You send them
body.
a picture of the serial number and you say, figure it out.
You translate, please.
Well, I mean, there is that is an option that's a little shady.
Sure.
But I think if all the parts are designed to go together, it doesn't really matter who assembled it necessarily. And again, unless there's some kind of like indicator on the body of a stamp or serial, which I don't think there is. And 1988 with like a 2003 or whatever, like that's a pretty broad range. If it was like a 1998 body and a 2003 neck, like super don't care.
Yeah.
It's I think all of those would fall under the category of period correct.
Yeah.
It's the same equivalency, where people are, if you've got a 1958 Gibson Les Paul and your pickup selector switch ring cracks. Do those have a selector switch ring? I don't know.
I don't know.
If they did, if you have here's something that you have. If your knob cracks just from plastic cracking over time,
sounds really uncomfortable.
your knob
You get cracks on your knob.
Jeez. You're gonna pay $500 for a period correct knob in order to re-up the value, and you're gonna say, and when you go to sell it, you're gonna say everything on this guitar is period correct. You're just gonna sell it as 1958 Gibson Les Paul period correct.
But you are definitely gonna take that cracked switch ring
and probably put it in the case.
No, you're gonna put it on eBay, and someone's gonna buy that for $75. I guarantee you.
It's probably made out of cellulose, celluloid, so you could just put a match under it and watch it go.
I had that happen in my shop. We're cutting celluloid. Is that what it is?
I think it's celluloid. Yeah,
you're supposed to know what it is.
I know, right? I was like, whatever, just put it on. It looks good. We're cutting it out in the shop, and one of the bits gummed up, and it just started burning, and the fire started underneath the pickguard, but fortunately it was underneath, so it kind of suffocated itself. But Devin, who's working in the shop, ran over, grabbed the fire extinguisher, and was like,
I think it's celluloid that does that.
Yeah.
that is the second fire we've had in our shop, by the way.
What?
First one.
Well, tell us about the third and the fourth one.
Well, there's not going to be.
You were really close to California burning down. You could see it from your shop, right?
Yeah, it was. If the wind had changed direction, it probably would never got to me because I'm surrounded by farming fields.
Okay.
But it was definitely 5 miles away, maybe 10, and the wind was blowing. I don't know. My shop's here. The wind was blowing that way, so the fire kind of came this way and went that way.
I have Camarillo PTSD. Every time I'm driving through there, I start feeling really anxious.
Really?
So I forget. This was maybe.
We really super just changed the topic.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I don't remember how many years ago it was, but I was driving through Camarillo when
It's a happy place.
a semi tractor trailer
Down the hill.
coming down the hill.
Yeah.
Well, we were coming down the hill, and at the bottom of the hill, the semi truck caught fire, and the whole thing caught on fire. And so basically, they shut the 101 down to single lane. This was during rush hour. So basically, I was moving from the top of the hill down to that point, and it took 2 hours.
Oh man.
And that, for everyone, that's a mile.
Yeah,
maybe 2
it's
miles.
maybe 2 miles.
And that's
By
where
the
the
way-
fire was, on that hill.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I was watching from my shop.
It's a miracle that you're here today because it's been raining all day, and he drove super far. He drove from Ventura down to San Diego.
And if you know LA, there's usually traffic.
It should have been a nightmare. Steve and I were talking before we knew you had left, and we're like, should we tell him to stay home? And I was just like, let's leave it up to him. He's a big boy.
I hit 20, maybe 30 minutes worth of traffic the whole way
That's
down to San Diego.
insane.
You can leave at 4 a.m, and you'll probably hit more traffic than that.
I got stuck at the taco shop for an extra 5 minutes, and Ryan thought I
thought you died.
gummed up in traffic.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, what took you so long? It took 30 minutes. It
Ryan
usually
was
takes
hungry.
20.
to wrap up this topic, it's not a problem until it's a problem, and it's not it's not a selling point until it's a selling point. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if there's not an issue, you don't need to disclose it, I guess.
But be honest, and it sounded like that's what Nick was trying to do. Nick Stewart here.
Yeah.
Trying to be honest. But
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be clean, I don't think it's unfair to ask a non-parts caster price for this. But if you want to disclose. But I wouldn't think of that necessarily as a parts caster.
I'd say the only reason you need to be honest is if there is a difference between, the features that were available on the body of the guitar that came with the neck with a specific year serial number. So say that neck comes with a body that's a very specific color.
Right.
And that person looks at the serial number one day and they're like, how come my guitar isn't in one of these colors from that year?
I hadn't thought about that.
Or how come it doesn't have these features from that year? So if you're jumping to different features between those two models that you're swapping parts, then I think that's something you should disclose.
But
it's like if you've got a black Mexican Strat with a white pick guard and single coils, and all the hardware is the same in between 2009 and 2010, and you're swapping necks for 2010 neck, who cares?
But I mean, technically, like just going color to color, I think Fender does track that.
Yeah.
So
No,
if you
but
go from red to
certain-
blue,
like
they're going to be
this-
like, oh no, this is supposed to be a red guitar.
I mean,
Yours
like-
must be a fake.
Like this year, like all the new Fender stuff is in a new line. It's like called by new line.
Yeah, the new Mexican line is called the Players.
Yeah,
series.
so like if you took a neck from this year and threw it on a Mexican Strat from last year,
Hold up, player.
then that would be an issue.
Bottom
I wasn't
line,
expecting that little hold up player from Steve.
Are we shutting the door on this? All
bottom line, it's a
this
Mexican
week's
bag.
episode is
nailed it.
sponsored by Chase Bliss Audio.
Yeah.
I don't. Oh, there's two of them right back there. There's a Dark World and there's the Therme. I had them out because I was playing with them.
Don't kill him. I think I'm going to be next to them at NAMM, actually.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Are you gonna have your own booth? Or are you
Am I
going
going
to
to say
I have my
anything
own
about
booth.
this, or am I just
Cool.
going to
We
hold it?
didn't talk about that, did we?
Oh, no, we didn't.
I'm going to NAMM. I'll have my own booth.
I'm going to NAMM too.
Anyone should visit me.
I'll be at a booth as well.
You should come by and smash one of my guitars.
Oh,
I
you
guess-
you are going to be a...
Yeah.
We got to figure out what I'm doing at NAMM this
You're
year.
gonna talk to people and be a friendly podcast co-host.
Yeah, I'm going to try to actually go up for more than one day
really
this
dig
year.
Alright.
the colors on the Thermal.
I know.
Yeah, same.
These two go together so well. The silvers
They're
and
like
the blue.
peanut
Good
butter
job,
and
Chase
jelly.
Bliss.
Like they look like they were made for each other. The Dark World and the Therme is what we're talking about.
There's
Chase,
a lot of knobs and switches
there's
there.
a lot of knobs and switches on these pedals. Chase Bliss Audio, they sponsor this episode. They're so cool. If there's any reason to support anyone who sponsors our show, it's not just because they have cool products that are awesome. It's because they make this show possible and they put money in Steve and I's pockets so we can put diapers on our babies and food in our kids' mouths. But Chase Bliss legitimately makes amazing stuff that you want to have anyways. The Dark World is flat out, I think, my favorite Chase Bliss pedal so far. It scratches so many itches for me. It's got this kind of surfy, drippy voiced reverb to it. It does crazy ambient, weird stuff for my church playing. It's a reverb for both my live playing experiences. It's like they designed it
And
for
that's
me.
like a hard thing for you to find, like
It
a reverb that does both
is
easily.
extremely hard. I'm typically completely rechanging my board every time I switch from playing a church gig to
Yeah.
my surf rock gig.
But can it do this?
Do what?
The Fender.
Oh, the Fender. I'm gonna do a video where I compare this and a couple other pedals to the Fender unit.
Ooh.
This isn't gonna be close to the Fender traditional sound, but I think it's got a very nice surfy vibe to it, and it's useful in a surfy situation. So I'm a fan of it, and I'll defend it as a surf rock reverb. I flat out will.
I really wish everyone could hear the rain right now.
I know it's coming
going
down out
nuts.
there.
All right, Chase
It's
Bliss
really-
Audio. Hey, let's finish the sponsor
Sorry.
spot.
Yeah.
Digital Brain, Analog Heart. Check it out, chaseblissaudio.com. This episode is also brought to you by Gun Street Wiring Shop.
Those gun sounds.
If you need,
admire your
if you need a
confidence.
custom wiring for whatever your guitar is, hit them up. Check out their website, look through what they have to offer. Basically, what Ryan loves about it, and it's absolutely true, is they're going to send you your harness pretty much completely pre-assembled. Even for mine, which had like humbucker splitting options, I think only had to solder 1, 2, 3, 4, like 6 points
Yeah.
to do all of mine. For something simpler, you're only going to basically have to solder your pickups and your ins and outs. So that, it just depends on what you've got.
I mean, for
but-
rewiring my SG, I would have had to solder.
Oh no, you don't solder the ins and outs because they're already connected.
Yeah, I would have had to solder. Let me count right now.
No, they aren't connected.
1,000 points I would have had to solder for my SG. The thing I say all the time, because it's true, is it turns rewiring your guitar from a Saturday project into a lunch break project. It's a
Yes.
flat out time saver. I'm never going to rewire my SG all by myself ever again.
The thing
It's a
that
confidence builder for the DIY guy too.
oh, totally.
Yeah, and the thing that I will add on to that is, I mean, I'm surprised anything that you've ever soldered works.
I know. It usually doesn't the first or fourth time.
I'm a little more comfortable with soldering, but the level of detail and the quality of work that they do on
It's
things
sharp.
like the push pull pots, which is a very tight space to work in.
Yeah.
Like I'm comfortable with Strat switches, like the classic 5-way switches and all that stuff. But the push pull pot, like everything's very close together.
Yeah.
And it's super clean work. So go check them out. Gun Street.
Lots of-
wiringshop.com. Last but not least, this episode is brought to you by Sinusoid. I didn't write down. Oh, this week we're talking about Tech Flex.
Yeah.
They got a whole bunch of colors of Tech Flex. You put it on a bunch of different colors of cable. Ryan and I are trying to figure out what colors Tech Flex and cable we should be getting.
We're
I like
throwing
this
around-
one.
I love this one. I special requested that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get one of those.
I have a whole stripes theme with my surf rock band, so I got that to go with that, and it looks really cool on stage. But Steve and I have been throwing around an idea for a signature 60 cycle hum cable, so maybe that'll happen sometime
What
here in
colors?
the
What
future.
colors?
That's what we're debating. We're trying to figure out the color. Do we do the color that flies with the logo, or do we do something different?
Super classy. Maybe something that only super rich Steve
Ooh, super rich Steve cable.
would be attracted to.
We also need to figure out which direction we want the cable to go, because it's very important to us to have directional cables. I don't know if you're aware, but I'm joking right
Anyway, they have they
I was
have
like,
they have a whole bunch of color options for Tech Flex again, and for cable. And red Tech Flex on a white cable looks completely different than red Tech Flex on a black cable. So
Yeah, there's a lot of options.
Definitely something to hit them up about. Look at what they have and order something. Sinusoid.com. They make cables.
And smiles.
All right, this episode was this next ad was sent in by Nick Poppin.
Nick.
This
old
is
Nick.
the Bad
Nick,
Seeds custom Bad Seed 2017.
I wish I had the sound effect for the air horn after you did that. Nick.
This Bad Seeds custom is a unique take on some rather famous guitars. From its subtly offset semi-hollow to the custom Bad Seed logo plaque, it's a great playing and one-of-a-kind guitar. Conceived as sort of a postmodern interpolation of the Valco design philosophy, this guitar has been streamlined to provide the bare essentials while also retaining a degree of flexibility. I don't even know what the hell that's supposed to mean.
Man, he's talking it up.
The pickups are overwound Alnico 2 humbuckers and wired up a la Gibson. So they were...
Wait, what was that? Ala?
Gibson.
A-L-A?
Yeah,
Gibson?
a la Gibson. The compensated bridge is a junior style wraparound. Sealed vintage style tuners round out the top. Scale length is 24 3/4. Professionally set up and plays great with incredibly low action. Is a fast playing guitar. Neck is straight and frets are like new. Blah blah. Don't care. This is being sold on Reverb. There is one available from Metropole Vintage.
This is
Guys,
at a
I
vintage
just looked
shop
it up.
for sure.
I found a Bad Seed Guitars website, but I don't think it's the same company. And
I don't think it is either, because that company actually specializes in aluminum body guitars.
Yeah. Well, here's what it says: the world's first and only collectible titanium body guitars.
Oh,
and
titanium
bases.
body. Sorry.
I mean, titanium
That's
is an
pricey.
aluminum alloy, Steve. So
No,
you
it's
were
not.
almost there. Yeah, it is.
Titanium is its own thing.
I don't think so, dude. Let's look
I
it
think I'm
up.
on Steve's.
What
Steve's being
is Ti?
Isn't
It's
titanium
a metal.
velvet on
It's,
the
Can I
periodic
spell it?
table?
it's TI.
Yeah.
Also,
What am I thinking of?
shoot
then?
me down. I won't run. I am titanium.
People also search for iron oxide and aluminum oxide.
AKA it's a pure metal. It's not.
What am I
Oxide.
thinking of?
I have
then?
no idea.
Oh wait, it autocorrected to titanium dioxide. This is ruining the show
Oh
right
my
now.
gosh. It really is a great song.
I don't know. We'll figure it out later. Okay. So yeah, I don't think this Bad Seeds guitar is made by that same company. I don't want us to sound like we're.
Titanium is a chemical element with symbol Ti and atomic number 22.
But I think like the titanium that we use is actually an alloy. I don't think it's straight
You could be right.
titanium.
You could be right.
all I know is the titanium that my ring was made out of was pure titanium. Like
All right.
Is?
what they
was.
you're thinking of aircraft aluminum versus I think
I don't know. Where did I get this information? I've been
This ring is
running
made out of
around with it for a long time.
this ring is made out of silicone.
Yeah.
This ring's made out of white gold.
That's racist.
No, it's not.
He has to get you back for the last show.
It's not like I hate Italians or anything.
So what do we think about this?
I thought this would be an interesting guitar to talk about with Chad here, but since you make guitars.
It has so many different signs of so many things.
It does, because it's like there's parts of it where like it looks like
Those
this
sound
is kind
holes?
of well done, and the parts of it is like, ooh, it kind of feels like a county fair like display thing from a college or something like that.
My take is it's a Chinese guitar, copy guitar,
Interesting.
and then somebody has done a lot of custom stuff being like that headstock. It's a very cheap,
Yeah.
generic strap
But
type headstock, but
lot
it's a
of-
set neck.
A lot of people have trouble designing good headstocks. And there's a lot of guitar companies out there. You're one of them. You have a good headstock, though. You have a good look locked in. But a lot of people have a lot of trouble designing a good headstock, and they kind of just like default to something that looks kind of cheap, in my opinion.
Dude, you guys
Totally.
nailed it. So I found this on expired out on Reverb. It's a 2016 vintage Offset 335 semi-hollow guitar, blah 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 blah. But it's basically the exact same thing, but it's the Vintage brand. Vintage is like an importer.
Oh, shoot, yeah. That's like a super import brand.
It says Vintage is a brand name from UK, not for retail sale in the USA. It appears to be made in Eastern Europe.
And that's totally
Very
like
limited.
a nut you would get on like an
Generic
import.
Chinese
Yeah.
guitar. Yeah. Import. Thank you.
So Vintage, I'm pretty sure is just
Politically correct.
having their guitars built by some import company.
Or this person is just slapping their badge on there.
That's what it looks like. Someone's like, boom, custom. Because he's got what's really crazy to me is he has what looks like brass humbucker covers.
It's kind of cool
I kind
in
of
a
want to
lot
try
of
that.
lot of ways. Like the brass humbuckers are cool.
And it actually looks really good on that
Yeah.
metallic
Yeah.
blue.
And there's a lot of mixed metals going on here that works somehow because the body's so metallic. It's like this turquoise metallic,
And there's a
like
black
Pelham
bridge
sort of
on
thing.
it. And that
Yeah.
kind of makes sense too.
Metallic black bridge, black switch on here, aluminum knobs,
Like kind of a vintagey, ampy kind of.
brass humbucker covers, and somehow it all works together.
And what would you call those inlays? The kind of like triangles.
They
the
look
thin pointy triangles. On the
kind
side
of
the
like
circle
almost
centers.
like a tribal flourish.
Oh my gosh.
It kind of
Well,
is
they match the F holes.
they kind of look like a Klingon knife.
I would argue to say that if this person had enough know-how to put brass pickup covers on and kind of rivet a brass plaque and possibly etch a brass plaque, that they probably knew how to do a good setup, and probably the frets are fairly level and the guitar set up pretty decently.
That's a good point. I didn't
That's an
know.
assumption.
I
That's a
didn't-
big assumption.
I didn't know where you're going with that, but I'm assuming that if they do know how to work with metal, then they probably worked on the frets.
So, you know,
But then again, it's a
you-
plastic nut, so it's
right.
like
So you could probably get this guitar.
Yeah, why don't they have a brass nut if they work so much brass?
Like you could probably get it with just like a single pull set, or like for lack of a better term, like for the bridge, the single holes. Otherwise, like no hardware body. You could probably buy this find them on Alibaba or whatever,
Sure.
or DHgate.
yeah.
And have a bunch of them shipped, and they would be like $150 a piece. Now you just have to source the pickups and do the work.
Yeah. Some companies do that.
The thing I don't like about this guitar is I don't like the F holes. I'm not a fan.
Really, I was on more of the up and plus side of them.
You like them, but I also don't like.
They're not quite there, but I think they have good flow and they change up the guitar. And I'm a big fan of Dave Grohl's.
I was about to
guitar.
say I don't like that guitar.
I
You don't
I
like
don't
Dave
like-
Grohl's
I love
Pelham
it.
Blue?
I
I
really
don't
love
like
it.
the diamond F holes. I like a nice, classy scroll F hole.
I'm with you on that, but it really matches Dave Grohl.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I don't have any desire for
Um,
that guitar at all.
I like the Foo Fighters.
I mean, who doesn't like the Foo Fighters? The Foo Fighters are like the peanut butter of rock and roll. Everyone likes them except the people who are like deadly allergic to them.
Hey Ryan, we just made it onto FeedSpot blog readers top 30 guitar podcasts you must subscribe and listen to.
There's 30 guitar podcasts.
I gotta do some more research.
That's great. We made it in the top of everybody.
Well, if
We are
if
in the
you're
group-
the top 30, how many are there to do top 30?
The sad thing about it is that there's 31, and there's just one person who got left off the list.
Oh, poor guy.
This is such a strange list.
Way to change the topic, Steve.
It just came up. The Gear Slam made it. The Flippin' Flippers did not make it.
What do you guys think about the price of this guitar? It's $700. How much is the one that you found, Steve?
I thought it was like 4 to 6 or something like that. Or like
It was like
450.
400, I think, 450.
I think 700 is a bit much.
Yeah.
I want to know about this orange Jaguar
weird
that's
link.
over here on the side of the frame.
You know, it's one of those guitars where it's like if you played it, you might have a different take on it.
That's true. But I don't think I would, make the email or the call off of Craigslist for this thing for $700 to go try it out.
Do you ever pay more than $200 for a guitar?
That's a good question. I don't.
I think if I kind of
You took me through the collection earlier.
I kind of agree with that from like a effort standpoint. Like if I was in Guitar Center and I saw this on the used wall, I might pull it off and be like,
Oh, yeah.
this is weird. What's this all about?
And every once in a while, those guitars speak to you too.
Yeah, but I definitely don't think I would.
Just because
like
a guitar
driver.
speaks to you doesn't mean that you pay what the person's
I want
asking.
to like do the work of emailing and going to a person's house or whatever or
To
place
try
of
it.
work to try it
I-
out.
It's
you-
like the guitar you pick up, like you said, at a store that already had
Yeah.
it while you happen to be there, and then you maybe think twice about it. And then
I
you
feel
maybe
like-
negotiate about it.
I'd be $375 curious about this guitar. If I was in a store and I picked it up and it played nice and I didn't know anything about it, if I fell in love with it there on the spot because it played good, I might buy
Okay,
it. for that-
$375 in
that amount.
store. How low does this have to be to get you to shoot an email or text or
Ooh,
whatever?
man, it's got
200.
to be 200.
200?
Yeah,
I was
he-
gonna
this
say-
guy's got me figured out
gonna
already.
say, like,
200 is gonna scare you away though, because you're gonna think semi-hollow body 200.
No,
bucks
because
can't be
dude, you
true.
got that hammer for 200 and that thing was sick.
Kind of wish I never sold that.
Yeah,
thing.
you bastard. I wish I would have bought
It's
that
okay,
off
you
of
might have a Navigator soon. It'll sound better than that, anyways.
I had this semi-hollow. It was like a 335 clone that was one of Hamer's imports. But the thing is, like, a 335 has a split top on it. It's got two like book matched pieces. This had a solid top on it.
Most of them are laminate tops.
Oh, are they? What am
Yeah,
I thinking
they're
of?
glued tops.
I don't
Well,
know.
anyways,
That's why mine sound
this
better.
cheap Hamer had a solid top on it.
It's possible.
And it was a great guitar, and I only sold it because I wasn't
What?
using it.
Wait, was it a solid top?
It was
How do you
solid.
know it was solid?
Because you can see the edges of the woods in the F-hole. And it's listed as being solid top.
Good point. Good
That would have sounded
point.
awesome.
Yeah, and I sold that thing for too cheap. I sold it
Maybe
for like
it
200
did. Maybe it
bucks.
would have. Maybe the lamb top is the secret to the tone.
I should have stuck
The,
that thing
the
in the
laminate
case.
tops
Tone
make them
secret.
soft. It's not as articulate.
Yeah.
We're talking about guitar building. This is your podcast.
All
This
right,
isn't my
let me
podcast.
ask. Let me.
You're a guest. You get to take over if you want.
Let me ask this question: if you wanted to steal this guitar, how would you go about doing it?
Okay, we're moving on to the topic. So someone posted the video that was posted like 2 years
a
ago.
year, yeah, almost 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in January.
Some kid went into a guitar store and shoved a guitar down his pants.
It wasn't just a guitar. It was like a Fender Professional or whatever. It was like the store said it was a $1,700 guitar.
Whoa.
Yeah. It was something, it was a real guitar to lift. So he shoves it in his pants and he walks out with a guitar down his pants and gets away with the heist here, basically. So my thought was, how would you guys like to heist some guitars? Like, let's put a team together, and what's like the perfect, Ocean's 11 situation over at Guitar Center?
Well,
I'm gonna let you guys think about how
At
you would
Guitar
want to do
Center
it.
or like,
Or at any guitar shop. Like, pick a guitar
does
shop.
my shop count?
No, we're not going to steal from you.
Well, you
You're
guys are too nice, but we're hypothetically
You're on the
speaking right
team.
now.
I mean, you could steal from yourself and do like an insurance grift.
I had a guy steal drills out of my shop when I was inside the shop, and it's a
What?
small shop.
Well, I used to steal donuts out of Albertsons when my boss was in the shop when I was working there.
It's donuts though.
Drills are different from donuts.
Dude, sometimes I take a pack of I sometimes I use one too many Post-it notes and I get worried.
At work?
Listen, the donuts were in the trash can. It's still stealing, but they were in the trash can.
It's an honest crime?
It wasn't a trash can. It was the donut trash can that only donut goes
The
into.
donut.
But then they go into the
The
go
donut
into
trash
the trash can after that. But I would pick up the donuts that were on top of other donuts. I wasn't eating trash cans out of the bottom of a trash can. They were on top of other donuts, and they were a day old, and they had to throw them out, but they were still fresh enough for me.
That's one of those things I would have gotten fired for at Costco.
Oh, I would have been fired for that if they had caught me, for sure.
Dude,
Oh, really?
I think you just
Yeah,
I think
but
you
I
just
knew-
titled this episode "Fresh Enough for Me."
But like, I knew the spot in the bakery where there wasn't a security cam covering it.
All right. So I think
How are we gonna do this?
I think a Guitar Center or a Sam Ash or something like. I
Oh,
think
Sam Ash would be a fun one. They have some cool like.
it would be. I think it would
vintage stuff
actually be
there.
hard to steal from a Sam Ash.
Yeah.
They're
It'd be hard to steal from any of them.
not good. Depending on.
I mean, Guitar
well,
Center's got that person at the front desk
No,
that
they don't, not
wants to
anymore.
see your receipt.
No,
they
they
don't
don't.
do that
They
anymore?
don't. They haven't done that for years.
Well, it's time to go steal from them.
I'll just say at least the Guitar Centers here are like very. There's a lot of rows. There's a lot of places to hide in like our Guitar Centers.
I think with any good heist, like different people on the team need different roles, and in a Guitar Center situation, we definitely need someone to be the distraction. We need someone like on the back end of the store to knock over like domino style, like 15.
He's thought about this before.
15 Martins all
No,
at the
bro.
same time,
the
and like
distraction is you.
everyone's running to the back of the
Just
shop.
like that lean where you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
The distraction is you.
Are you saying that I need to sexy it up?
No, I'm.
Am I the honeypot?
Oh my gosh. What I'm saying is you go over to the 100-watt garbage solid state stuff with the big reverb tanks. Strat, reverb at 10, amp at whatever you need it to be at to blow up the entire store.
Yeah.
Full on Miserloo.
Yeah, I like it.
Anytime any sales associate starts coming near you, you just start staring at them like, what? Can I help you?
I'm going to buy this guitar if I like it. I'm a customer. So do you think that's going to distract hardened Guitar Center employees?
Ooh.
I mean, they put up with that all freaking
Well,
day,
I'm thinking
dude.
like something surf rock is enough weirdness to like be like, what's
no,
going
it's got to
on?
be something that's going to get the attention of everyone working in the shop and get them into one place at the same time.
You're gonna have to bring in a pedal board as a distraction. Start busting out some sounds.
Yeah, get weird.
You need
maybe.
that. You need that.
I want to demo this board with my amp. With the amp I want to buy.
You need that gold pedal. That was the Maris.
Here's the thing. We need a big enough team to do it, but it's possible.
How big of a team do
These,
you need?
these people work on commission, right?
Okay.
All you
they?
have to do is get more people on our team than they have employees in the store. And
You talking handoffs?
I'm talking you get every single employee busy
Ah,
trying
gotcha.
to make a sale while
How many people do you think
leftover-
that takes?
probably like 10.
3 to 5.
But if you can
At
get
Sam Ash, it is like 5.
if
for
you
sure.
if you can get 10 people on the team and you know haul 10 guitars out of there, that's a grift.
I don't. Okay. The only way you're going to haul 10 guitars out of there is to use my part of the plan, which does require tools.
Okay.
You need wire cutters
Ooh,
and screwdrivers.
I just had an idea.
You're gonna clip wires inside the amp.
Trojan horse.
Trojan horse.
You get a big old Ampeg cab, you sell it to them. You got a man on the inside. He's been hiding in the cab. It's so heavy, no one would know there was a person inside. You know they're not going to ever open that thing up. They don't check as long as it works.
You don't think
fine.
they're gonna test? You're gonna put a person inside of it and play test it?
Yeah.
I guess if they got earplugs,
They put-
it won't be
put
bad.
the-
Not seen
gu-
Oceans?
Put the firing range earmuffs on them.
Okay, yeah.
There's enough breathability in there. They'll
They're ported. They're ported.
They'll
You're right.
survive the night. They wait.
Who's
until-
gonna open the back?
It'll be rigged so that they can open it themselves.
Magnets, kind of like your guitar up
Magnets.
there.
Yeah.
Magnets.
How do
How do
those
they work?
How do they work? So then you've got a man on the inside. He doesn't work this alone. if there's a guard, he has to incapacitate the guard. It's just what it comes down to. If you're gonna run a heist, you have to take care of the guard. It can be non-lethal.
Need a taser for it?
I think taser's not it.
Not
I think
much?
you got to go drugs.
Do Guitar Centers have guards?
I hope so. If they don't, they're gonna get
They
stolen
will
from
after
all the
this
time.
one.
Well, I think
But like, I'm thinking like chloroform or like a donut with pills in it. You know, like if the guard's like me, he's not gonna be able to turn down a donut.
I would think that if they have a guard, the guard's going to be patrolling the perimeter of the building, not
I think
inside.
he won't be on the inside.
I don't think they have a guard on the inside. And
I've never seen a guard on the outside.
And I
of a
think
Guitar
all
Center.
you really need to pull this off is you don't worry about the alarm. You just have your inside man grabbing as many whatever he can, and you just have a getaway van.
Here's the thing. The guy inside the cab, this could be a one-man job. You're just not moving as much product. You sell the cab with the person. Okay, you got to have someone sell the cab. So 2 people. You sell the cab to Guitar Center. They've got it in their used pile.
Okay.
So the guy
you
inside
call
the
it a
cab,
pile?
the guy inside the cab comes out in the middle of the night when the guard's not watching.
Stuffs guitars in the
Stuffs
cabs.
guitars in the cabs, closes the cabs, and then figures out how to sneak out of the shop without anyone noticing. You come back the next day, put down your money to buy the cab before the 30-day like cop check on it or whatever is up to make sure the cab's not stolen. You buy your own cab that's full of guitars that you stole that have been sitting in that shop for 30 days waiting for you to pick it up.
Oh my
But
gosh.
what if you? So you're saying if you come in the next day and put cash down, it's like first come first. Like it's like you're putting down dibs.
With the moment they list that thing, you have to go in and you have to buy it. Because if you don't buy it, then someone's going to buy an Ampeg cab full of guitars.
You're like, it didn't work anymore?
I mean,
so
if you
open it up.
want to get the most dollar value out of this, you shove it full of small stuff that's expensive.
like
Pedals, ribbon mics, stuff like that. Stuff you can ship on Reverb and eBay.
Just stack
really
a bunch
quick.
of Strymons in there.
Yeah. Who checks serial numbers on Strymons? People who buy Les Pauls, they'll write down the serial number somewhere and be like,
we had this
for
conversation earlier.
insurance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you shove that Ampeg cab full of pedals and, like I said, expensive microphones and things like that.
Blue
That's-
Ribbon's going to be knocking on your door.
We did it. We did it, guys. We figured out the heist.
I'm still thinking all you really need is the distraction guy and 2 other guys, one with an like a fast, quiet electric screwdriver, another guy with diagonal covers. All you're doing is removing necks. While shreddy guy is going, music's going, you're removing necks with screwdrivers. You're using the clippers to cut the strings off, and you're stealing the necks and bodies separately.
So like
One-
neck, like one neck and each pant leg, and a body. You're like got a fat suit. You've got a body in the front, and body in the back, covered in a layer of fat suit.
Yeah, you don't even need a fat suit. Just wear a...
Yeah, because you only
Dude, I got a hoodie over here that I could probably fit 4 bodies under and still look like a normal person.
Man, by the time you guys done all this, I could have made you a few guitars already.
Yeah, but then we'd have to pay for. This is a heist, dude.
Or you're going to be
need-
paying for
what
it
you
when the
need-
police come
what
back.
you
Here's the
need
thing:
for
if you're unbolting necks, then you're not getting bolt on. You're not getting set necks.
Which are...
You're missing a lot of expensive stuff.
Yeah, but you can still like just steal all American Fenders. That's still like
Yeah.
a $16.
You can grab a couple
$1,600 guitar.
like Ibanez gems. There's bolt-on PRSs and stuff like that.
PRSC.
And it's only
yeah.
4 screws and wire cutters to get it broken down. So electric screwdriver, and then snip, snip, snip. Leg down the pant, or neck down the pants. Legs go in pants, but in this case, it's going to be a neck down the pants, and then body under your shirt. That's a single person grip.
Dude, Jinko jeans.
Jinko jeans. No one's. They're
You
gonna
just
see.
fit like 8 necks in a
They're
pair of
gonna-
Jinko jeans.
They're gonna see you walk through the front door, and they're like, "That guy's headed to the DJ section." Nope. You're gonna take a detour through the guitars. You're gonna have a Santa's elf hiding in the leg of your pants to do the work for you.
He's going to open his little pocket.
Yep. You're
He's
gonna
going to bust out his
unzip.
screwdriver.
Yeah.
Zoop, zoop.
Yep. You're going to be standing there and he's going to open up a little zipper like by your knee, reach out,
Off pants.
to unbolt the neck and then pull the body into the pant leg, and no one will see it. Your hands will be up here playing guitar. No one sees the Santa's elf in your leg doing the stealing.
Can I see this video? Or is it, this is
No, it's just a screenshot.
So the thing that got me thinking about dismantling the guitars, which you could even do if you really want to have fun, is do it all small on the small. You don't even steal guitars. Just go in and clip the strings, steal the pick guards with the pickups in place, and then do the Stratosphere thing and just sell loaded pick guards.
Oh man.
The problem is it's not a high enough dollar value. But I used to work when Ryan.
Yeah,
and I,
you could really easily steal strap buttons from lots of guitars from Guitar Center and get away with it. No one would catch you. Like you just walk in with a screwdriver, you're sitting there playing, got myself some strap buttons.
There's not enough turnaround there.
Cost?
Like 50 cents.
So
Pretty much.
It's a
when
numbers game, dude. You have to steal all the strap buttons.
when I was in college,
What you doing? Borrowing. Strap buttons.
you
I
walk
was
out the
in,
door with your pockets full of strap buttons and screws.
when I was in college, I worked the UCSD bookstore loss prevention. And we had a guy who stole several MacBooks.
Oh yeah.
And the way that he did it is he would go into the computer section, he would grab the box that it was in, and then he figured out the one spot in the store that did not have camera coverage. And he would go over there and sit down and open the box and then just take the laptop and shove it down the front of his pants.
Huh.
Because most of the, especially in the case of laptops, like the box it is in is
It's big.
fairly big.
The
Because
laptop's
it's
real small.
styrofoam and whatever, but the laptop itself is really small. So that's what got me thinking about, let's just take these guitars apart.
Yeah.
In two pieces, it's half the size.
I mean, to be
Why
fair,
don't we just resort to the laptop idea? Don't they have laptops?
They
for
do
sale?
have laptops. We should just be stealing the laptops.
I mean, I think kind of
The
in this
MIDI gear,
scenario,
I don't know.
This is betraying some of the stuff I said, but I think in this scenario, like the kid in the video is probably taking that guitar home to play it. He's probably not taking it home to sell it and get money
don't
out of
know.
it.
No, he's definitely trying to
selling
sell it.
You think so?
Yeah.
You don't steal stuff for yourself like that.
Why would you
like-
steal a $1,700 guitar when you could wash
Because
5 cars and buy a Squier?
How many cars does it take to buy the $1,700 guitar though? Maybe he really wants it. I don't
5 times 17.
know. Okay, you guys think he's a hardened criminal. I just think he wants a guitar.
I don't
Okay.
think this is a kid. I think that's an adult.
In the video, he kind of carried himself like a kid, but maybe he's an adult. An adult, as Steve
Maybe you
said.
just think he's immature, but he's stealing a guitar from Guitar Center.
I don't know if it was Guitar Center.
It was, yeah. I in the ad I was looking at, it's in an error in the article that I read. It says right here, which says they show a man walking to Guitar Center in North Fort Worth,
Oh, well, there you go.
and literally pocketing a guitar.
So to be fair, I just realized with my scheme with the Ampeg cab, they do have security cameras, I'm assuming, that run all night.
Oh yeah.
So you're going to have to run some sort of heist move to disable the cameras. I'm assuming to replace the footage with some kind of repeating loop.
Oh my gosh, that's what I'm
So
saying.
you're going to have to
don't-
have a man on the inside.
I'm saying you don't even need
Right.
you don't slow play it. You just get the guy in, have him steal everything, and then just finish it that
because
night.
it doesn't matter if they see the footage or not if you got away with the stuff.
Yeah, just have
if they
your-
see some dude loading stuff in the cab, it's all over.
Just have your dude wearing a ski mask or whatever, so you can't be identified,
Yeah.
and just put a van out the back. You got the alarm goes off, but let's be honest,
Minivan
what-
specifically.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
maybe an Aerostar,
Yeah, we're an Astrovan.
maybe a light blue Dodge Caravan
Yeah.
with the wood panel siding. Did yours have the wood panel
No,
siding?
mine didn't have
Ah!
the panel siding. Every now and then I see one of those still
print
on the road,
side?
and I can't believe it.
Yeah.
That's what we had when I was a kid. We had an '88 Plymouth Grand Voyager with a wood panel siding,
Man.
in maroon. Except it was probably like
Yeah.
burgundy or some fancy name.
Some fancy name like Burgundy.
Midnight wine.
Midnight wine. Ugh.
That's a Fender color, dude.
I know. It wasn't midnight wine. I think it was like a maroony burgundy kind of a thing.
Yeah. Burgundy mist. Surprisingly
Burgundy
purple
mist, yeah.
instead of burgundy.
Yeah, it was not burgundy mist.
Last ad, and then we can get out of here.
Custom built Fender has a Squier neck. I am not very knowledgeable about the pickups other than to our regular Fender, I think. Then it does have a humbucker one. Thought I would learn to play it, but don't pick it up much. Had a friend who please check it out, and he liked the way it plays. $250 just in time for Christmas.
It has a bottle opener on it, it has flames. That's a pretty easy sell.
I'm gonna say like this is a good pinstriping.
It's got
job.
a telly bridge.
It's
It
a
does
Strat
have-
with a telly bridge.
This thing's been modified. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but this thing's been changed from its original form. I'm certain of it.
and it's called Frankenstrat.
I think here's my thing about this. I suspect that this was like a $175 guitar brand new, if not cheaper. Maybe Steve can figure out the exact model. I seem to remember that. You know what? No, they stripped the paint off of this because it's got that ugly banding in the armrest.
Oh, yeah,
area.
yeah.
Laminate.
Yeah, so they stripped whatever paint was on this, and then they refinished it with this kind of like candy orange.
It appears to possibly have had a stock telly pickup on it, or telly bridge combo with a humbucker in it, though.
You think that's stock?
I guess we're not looking at the backside of the guitar, so we can't make the argument if it had a trim cavity or not.
Yeah.
But I will say that it doesn't have a route for the switch cavity.
No, but they put
It's a
out
no guard instrument.
they put out some guitars that were no guards, though.
Yeah.
The knob placement is very unusual.
It is.
Is there any kind of like signs of a cover up of old holes or anything like that? No, you kind of see the wood grain through the flame. There's a hot rod flames on it with pinstriping and a big metal bottle opener, a Frankenstein decal on there.
This just needs to hang up in a man cave next to a pool table.
Exactly. It's
And be your bottle opener.
It's
and
got
that's it.
a black Telecaster humbucker bridge thing going on, like it's got the big metal plate that's been cut to hold a humbucker in it, and then two Strat singles.
And that humbucker's a zebra.
Yeah, well, it's a neon zebra.
Yeah,
It's,
that's
It's
sweet.
neon
That's neat.
green and black.
which looks really great with the pinstriping. This is, I usually I poo-poo stuff that
It's very intentional.
is like modified Squiers that are being sold above their value, but I kind of feel like the work is here. I think
I highly doubt anything was done to the frets like that.
no. I look. There's some really rough stuff here in the finish
Yeah.
on the lower horn here, like really goopy looking clear coat.
Yeah.
But
It's totally like
oh, there we go.
a hot rod guy or like a bike guy
I could-
doing a custom finish job. He's like, oh, I'm gonna do a guitar project.
This is a piece that's a wall hanger that I could see someone paying $200 to hang it in their man cave, like you're saying. As gross as I think man caves can be, it's a man cave guitar for sure.
Definitely on a wood paneled wall.
Yeah, in a basement.
Yeah, with a pool table with like a Budweiser lamp above that.
Yeah, there's like a neon sign for beer that the guy doesn't even drink, but like he needed a neon sign for
yeah,
this thing.
yeah.
He goes down there all alone and hangs out in his man cave and just looks at all this stuff.
He
and
had friends.
wishes his friends
Wow.
could come over, but they can't because they're
This is
busy
getting-
with their
this is getting
families.
dark.
But he's busy with his family. They're busy with their families. They can't hang out, but he's got this space that he built, like imagining that they were all going to hang out and watch the
But
game.
every
you know?
year on New Year's they all come over.
Yeah, but then they all hang out upstairs because that's where the food
This
is.
body is
Yeah.
so interesting.
Yeah, the body's really weird. It kind of reminds. At first, it made me think of that Squier Strat that our friend Tyak had. That was that orange color, but they definitely refinished this.
Yeah. I was thinking it was like maybe some kind of Showmaster body. But the switch and knob placement kind
What
of.
if it's a parts body and they just put a Squier neck on it?
I mean, that's possible.
Because the knob placement is throwing me way off.
Yeah, the knob placement is wrong for like a Showmaster.
Ooh, here's a thought.
You guys are gonna know this stuff. Far
There's a
better than I do.
little bit of an edge right here. Makes me wonder if they put a false top on it.
Where?
Like
But the fact
The little bit of the shadow here, like it looks like there might be a little bit of a difference.
totally looks like it's
And
I
look
think
at the placement. Look at where the strap button is. It looks like it's too far deep. I mean, we're doing some serious like enhancing of this photo CSI style.
Enhance. No, I think that's just from the stripping.
Yeah, you're right, because then it does have that banding in the armrest.
It's a sloppy strip. Trust me, I know what a sloppy strip looks like.
Steve knows sloppy stripping when he sees it. But then, like the routes for the pickups in the middle and the neck are so weird too. Like
they're very precise and very accurate to the pickup size.
Right, but I haven't ever seen that kind of route on a Squier before.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. Something funny is up here. I can't, because of the quality of the art is winning me over as far as like, oh yeah, someone could buy this.
You should put a bid up on it.
I'm not going to. I don't want it.
$150. It would look great on the wall.
I need a guitar with a bottle opener on it.
Oh. This is a Squier 2 body.
What does that mean? Oh, like an early Squier?
This is like a MIK body. Possibly.
But he's got like this an affinity neck on it.
It's a different neck. The neck doesn't match the body.
Yeah. Show me what you're looking at, Steve. That would make more sense.
I'm looking at this guitar. Whoops. Sorry.
It's just
sorry,
a microphone.
Sorry, microphone stand. And that would make sense because that would be that's why it's those were plywood bodies.
The knobs and the switches are in the right places, and it has that route on the single coils.
Yup.
I think
Money.
you
What
solved.
about the bridge? Is it a hardtail bridge or does it look like a trim?
It's a trim, so they probably
Block something off?
they're
somewhere?
not showing us the back of this. It's
It
probably,
probably just has a cover.
big open hole.
It probably just has a cover.
Yeah,
on it.
might have a cover on it. Yeah,
But it's actually a fairly beautiful Gretsch, like transparent orange.
yeah. I mean, I think if you saw this in person,
You'd
like
probably go,
the grayness of the wood and the armrest there, and like these bits of goopy clear finish around the edge. I don't know if you know this. It's hard to sand and polish around in the lower horn there.
Oh my gosh.
That's why I quit. I don't know if you knew that as like a guitar builder, but I'm telling you as someone who's like
I've stripped
tried to
a few.
refinish 2 guitars in my life.
You know what I do?
What?
I run the bodies through a thickness sander, only if they're that like overseas poly, because it doesn't come up the paper. It sands that, and then I go to the drum sander and I sand the sides.
Yeah, the drum sander.
And then after that, I actually reroute the finish off of the roundover
What?
the best that I can.
That's crazy. So you have like you have a routing blade that's got the perfect curve on it.
Yeah, that's
because
all
you
those
used
rounders
it
were
for the
done.
body already.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So you kind of touch it up with that, and then you hand sand. And then I use a lot of scraping, like razor scraping.
I don't have the patience
What
to
is
do
this
it right.
for doing what?
Stripping,
You see how
Squier, and
you see
cheap
how
imports.
goopy like the finishes inside the horns.
Yeah.
It's really hard to hand sand and hand polish inside the horns, which is why my Strat is so goopy and lumpy in those areas.
Like
That's
I said,
what-
if you
that's
guys
what
got
mine's gonna end
questions
up looking
about
like.
projects, since you have so much time,
Mine's actually
Oh my gosh.
mine's
Call
actually
me.
so torn up.
I've been so bored. I have nothing to do.
yeah, maybe tonight you can sleep 2 hours.
Oh, that would be a dream come true. I might even have time to have a dream that would come true.
Wow.
Oh man,
You want to wrap this up, Steve? Tell us about the song.
Yeah, this week's song was sent by Steve in Malaysia. He says
He's in Asia?
In Malaysia.
Oh, he's in Malaysia.
So he's in Asia.
Right.
He's in the Malaysia, which is in Asia. He says, "Hi guys, I've been listening to the pod about 6 months and thought I'd send in a couple of the tracks from the old Cape projects I used to participate in on the Rec Pit and Mixer Man forum. I don't know what those are." He said, "We used to sign up, tell them what we could do. We'd be split into teams with people designated for all the roles necessary to create a tune from scratch in a couple of months. It was all done via file transfers, forums, and the odd Skype session." He said the Hinterland tune is called "When You Couldn't Believe," which that's the one we're doing. It's Team Hinterland. When you couldn't believe. I'll write that down. And it's from about 10 years ago. I play one of the electric rhythm guitars and the solo at the end. Unfortunately, I've lost the details of my collaborators because the forum went down a couple years ship. I don't know okay, maybe that's a thing. All I recall is that the singer was in Tasmania, the songwriter and Chapman stick player was in the States, as was the other guitar player, and I'm in Malaysia.
We got a Chapman stick player on this one?
I guess so.
What?
So he says, I've got quite a few of these that were all released under open source, no derivatives licenses, and were available for download until Mr. Seraphin decided to pull the plug a couple years back. Who I guess Mr. Seraphin is the guy who ran the site.
Sure. Sounds like...
So this actually sounds really cool. It's a collaboration piece between one of our listeners and a bunch of randos.
I'm interested to hear a Chapman stick in a band scenario, because I usually only see him like at a county fair.
That's true.
Like
That's
playing
true.
music that sounds like cantina band music from Star Wars.
Chapman stick. What is it?
It's a big stick
I want
with
to say it's
like
like a rain stick.
It's like,
like-
no, it's like an 18-string guitar.
but they play it without strumming it. It's all tapping.
Oh,
And it's got bass
yeah.
strings and guitar strings
You
on
can
it.
I've seen guys strum it, but
They don't typically.
it's like they might.
Sounds like a piano, actually, kind of.
It kind of is like, why don't you just play piano?
Yeah.
But I've never seen it played in a band scenario, so I'm interested to hear what this sounds like.
It's very much like Ryan was saying, like it's a county fair jazz fusion kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Before we go into the song, you want to plug your stuff? Tell people where they can find your guitars?
We didn't do that last
My
episode.
guitars.
Yeah.
They can find us at JenningsGuitars.com or Instagram, Jennings Guitar Co. That's a good one. We have a YouTube channel. I would go to Instagram. There's some small demo videos there, but I hope to do more.
Sure. All right,
But-
guys. Thanks for watching, listening, all
Woo!
that. Enjoy the song.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Welcome to this house of cards. Every pleasure waits within. The money's free and the girls are cheap. If you're not carded, it's not a sin, no, no. Roll the dice just one more time. Red or black is sure to win. It doesn't matter the people you find, just fancy up once again. You're building up this house of cards. Can you resist the red rising flame? But when the cards come crashing down, no one's left to take the blame. It ain't me, it ain't me, it ain't me. Someone's got to pay the margin call. It ain't me, it ain't me, it ain't me. This house of cards is gonna fall. I want your soul too simple to see. Cheap in the lap of luxury. There's money, there's power to benefit me. You got your freedom but no liberty. It's beautiful this house at night. The blackest heart in pure white light. I'll take it all, just watch your back. Well, here again like an overcrack. I'm building up this house of cards. Can you resist the red rising flame? When the cards come crashing down, no one's left to take the blame. It ain't me, it ain't me, it ain't me. Someone's got to make the margin call. It ain't me, it ain't me, it ain't me. This house of cards is gonna fall. Feed the machine, the people are green. Live and will they work for a slice? They're ripe for the picking, with their minds sticking. The bill for my favorite vice. To feed the habit, the pure white rabbit goes to the table and rolls the dice. This house of cards cuts like a knife, makes you pay for your life. free and so sweet are the tarts that take their hides and burn their skin. It's beautiful, this house of night. The blackest heart in pure white light. I'll take it all, just watch your back. Like a pig in the trough, like a hole for a crack. You're building up this house of cards. Can you resist the great rising flame? But when the cards come crashing down, no one's left to take the blame. It ain't me, it ain't me, it ain't me. Someone's got to pay the margin call. It ain't me, it ain't me, it ain't me. This house of cards is gonna fall.